Around 30 AD, the morning before Passover, Roman governor Pontius Pilate interrogated Jesus 3 times, and 3 times he reached the same conclusion. I find no fault in this man.
What is this charge you bring?
He has plans.
But the crowd that filled the square was different. They were a crowd systematically mobilized since dawn by the chief priests and Pharisees. The religious establishment, those who envied Jesus and feared their power was being threatened, stood at the front. The people of Galilee who had cried Hosanna, they were not there.
Once, again, the chanting would not stop. Pilate tried again. What evil has this man done? The answer was the same. This is the power of an organized mob. What no individual would ever dare do alone becomes possible in a crowd because responsibility is diffused. No one thinks they are the one doing the killing. They hide themselves in the chanting. But each voice in that chant was a death sentence. Pilate knew. He knew this was born of the religious leaders' envy. He knew Jesus was innocent. But he also knew, if this crowd erupted into a riot, his political career was over. He chose survival over truth.
What is this charge
Pilate
you
called for water and slowly began to wash his hands before the crowd. I am innocent of this man's blood. Water drips into the basin. The hands look clean, but from somewhere far away comes the crack of a whip and a cry. Washing your hands does not wash away responsibility. While his hands moved through the water, another pair of hands gripped a whip, hands that Pilate had authorized. History recorded this moment. A ruler who knowingly handed over an innocent man. Hands that tried to wash away responsibility with water, and the sound of a whip that did not stop even then. This is what happened that morning. This is the flagrum, Rome's official scourging whip. A short wooden handle with multiple leather straps, each tipped with lead balls and bone fragments. This is not merely a tool to hit skin. It is a tool designed to penetrate and tear away flesh.
The lead balls are heavy. When swung at the end of a short strap, centrifugal force amplifies the impact enormously. The lead balls strike first, rupturing the skin. At that same moment, the bone fragments drive into the open wound. Then, as the executioner pulls the whip back up, the leather straps drag and tear the flesh away. Piercing and tearing, both happen in a single strike. With 5 strands, that means 15 or more lead balls striking the back simultaneously. The prisoner is bound to a post, back fully exposed. 2 executioners take their positions on either side. To them, this is one task of the day. There is no emotion. This flogging will continue for approximately 10 to 20 minutes, not 1 minute, 10 minutes or more. And throughout that time, first strike. The lead balls slam into the skin and the bone fragments dig in. The leather straps tear away, pulling flesh with them. Nerve endings fire immediately. The brain receives a signal of searing pain, but the body does not yet know that this will happen 39 times.
Second, third, the whip drives into wounds already open. With an ordinary whip or rod, the pain numbs over time, but the flagrum is different. With every strike, deeper nerve layers are exposed. The pain does not diminish, it compounds. The body is given no time to adapt. The skin layers begin to rupture. Muscle is exposed. Bleeding accelerates. Blood pressure begins to fall. The executioners do not stop. This is a regulated procedure.
Some people think he was the Son of God, so he must have endured this with supernatural power. His pain must have been different from ours. But Scripture says otherwise. He was fully God, and at the same time, fully human. The same nerves, the same body, the same pain. He chose to experience for us the very agony of wanting to die.
The 10th strike. There is no longer skin on the back. Muscle is directly exposed to the whip. The sound changes, no longer sharp, now a dull, heavy thud striking deeper tissue. By this point, a normal person would lose consciousness. When extreme pain and blood loss occurs simultaneously, blood flow to the brain is cut off. But to the executioners, that is not a concern. What they need is not consciousness, it is a number, 39.
The 20th strike. Muscle tissue tears away. By now, the thought arises, death would be better than this.
Anyone would feel that way. He must have felt it too, but he did not stop.
The 25th strike. Blood pressure drops to a dangerous level. Heart rate spikes sharply. The body drives the heart faster to compensate for blood loss. Severe dehydration begins.
Medical record of this state. Stage 1, complete skin rupture. Stage 2, subcutaneous fat exposure. Stage 3, extensive muscle tissue damage. Stage 4, direct nerve layer exposure. The nails of the cross bring intense pain in the moment, but afterward, the nerves enter a state of partial numbness. The flogging is different. Throughout all 39 strikes, the nerves remain fully alive. Greater pain, with no numbness, delivered again and again.
Past the 30th strike, consciousness blurs. The body has already passed its limit. But the whip does not stop. 35th. This is the emotionless completion of a number.
36. 37. 38. We tend to think that the moment of nailing to the cross was the peak of Jesus' suffering, and we tend to dismiss the flogging as something like an ordinary whipping. But what have we just witnessed?
10 to 20 minutes of flesh being torn away, 39 strikes of compounding pain with no numbness. Medically speaking, this flogging may have been the most agonizing time in the entire Passion of Christ.
Because of this flogging, Jesus fell multiple times on the way to Golgotha. He was already on the edge of death. And yet, with that torn and broken body, he rose again. He placed a wooden crossbeam weighing 40 to 50 kilograms onto his lacerated shoulders, and he walked toward Calvary, 600 meters away.